This week we mark Refugee Shabbat, an initiative of HIAS, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society. The president of HIAS has said, "We used to help immigrants because they were Jewish. Now we help immigrants because we are." This narrative resonates with me strongly as I have a refugee story in my own family. My maternal grandmother, Linda Marshak, was a refugee from Europe. This is a picture of her just before my wedding a few years ago. So she and her mother fled Europe after the Holocaust, having been displaced from their homes and persecuted in their native Poland. They ended up in a displaced persons camp in Italy, where HIAS and the Joint Distribution Committee and other Jewish organizations were helping to resettle refugees in Israel and the United States. They were Zionists and longed to go to Israel, but they had contacts in the United States, and so they took their chance and settled in Brooklyn, where my great-grandmother became a school nurse and did whatever she could to help my grandmother have a Jewish education and a better life. This story makes me think often about my need to give back to organizations that helped my family become what it is today and help other refugees find safety and freedom in lands that are not their own, having experienced persecution. I want to encourage us this Shabbat and beyond to help organizations like HIAS resettle refugees and advocate for their rights. I know that I was part of an initiative like this in White Plains, where I lived before Harrisburg, and worked with a synagogue that was helping to resettle a family they had adopted who had fled from Afghanistan. This family had been part of helping the United States war effort there, been a translator for the US Army, and then had experienced persecution because of it and danger to their lives. And so they were brought over by HIAS and settled in Westchester, and then helped by many Jews and others in settling in a very difficult circumstance in a new land. Not all of them could speak English right away. They didn't have anything. They were cut off from their families, but they had the help and support of the Jewish community and others who had adopted them. And so I encourage us all to do our part, especially now as the Biden administration is ramping up efforts to help settle immigrants and refugees who had previously not been allowed into the country. And I hope that we will all consider the story and the line that we used to help immigrants because they were Jewish, and now we help them because we are. Shabbat Shalom.